and just come into that place of centeredness and take a couple breaths. We start with the effortless breath. It's just inhale, exhale. And in this beginning place of the effortless breath, just continue that effortless breath, a few more breaths. And notice how your body is settling onto either lying down or seated. Notice where you place your hands. And in yoga, I've been sort of training you in the mudras. And the mudras are the energy, connecting in with the energy points of the hands. And, all of the meridians, points, endpoints are in your hands, your feet, and your ears, and your tongue, or the roof of your mouth, actually. And so you're working with that with these fingertips wherever they touch. The thumb and the pointer fingertip come together, and that's for mental clarity. Now, I need mental clarity because I'm about to guide you for an hour, but you may need total relaxation. So you may bring your hands one palm over the other, or at the heart, or you might take the palms with mental clarity and turn the palms face down. And if you do that, it works on the opposite direction of slowing the mental clarity to allow your brain to just kind of go into a blissful, different kind of space. Then we work with the extended exhale. Now, the extended exhale, there's lots of ways to do it, and I listen to yoga videos all the time to learn more. And I just listened to one where it was inhale through the nose if you can, and then exhale all the way out through the mouth with the mouth open with that sigh. You can blow it out or sigh it out. And I've been teaching you about how that sigh creates diazepam. It creates a calming chemistry that comes in Valium. So you inhale and you just take that inhale, top of the breath, and then full exhale all the way out through the body as though you could really push it out through the abdominals, let that all empty out, let the lungs empty. In the world of COVID, I keep thinking these deep breaths here, and the emptying out of the lungs is so important as we're strengthening the capacity of the lungs and we're letting go of more carbon dioxide out of the lungs. This inhale and exhale is used in many high consciousness 21st century researched meditations that I've been teaching you. So continue this inhale and exhale and the extended exhale as you breathe, relax everything you can, and then take in your sensory perceptions. Feel your environment, sounds and smells and the feeling of air on your skin and how your body comes to the floor and the parts of the body that touch the floor and don't. Just raising your awareness of the details of this moment. The moment is so filled. It's just filled to the brim. So all we need is to stay fully present in the moment to keep ourselves grounded and uplifted and to not let ourselves go into the thinking that would maybe take us off into the path of whatever, out there to the possibilities of negativity. So you inhale, that extended exhale. It also ignites the parasympathetic nervous system so that you shut down the fight-flight response and you increase the biochemistry for the calmness, the peace, the no anxiety, the lessening of anxiety, the ability to stay more centered and grounded as we go through the ups and downs and roller coaster of our changing times. And you're just still letting it flow. Breathe, relax, take in your environment, be present in the room that you're in, even with your eyes closed. Wherever you are, you know what it looks like. Wherever you can just open your eyes and take in the room and take in your body in the room. All of that is just, again, the most important thing we're doing is to create what we're now speaking of as the I am presence that comes from the real understanding of I am that I am. I am my I am presence, and I'm at one with the whole oneness of the universe. And the oneness of the universe, from the tiniest of particles to the largest, is all the same. It's all energy, and it's all explained by mathematics and physics. And if we could see the unseen, which we practice here, then we would see this. We would see the fractals. We would see the equations. We would see the mathematics. You would see the quantum field. So the next piece of this is to breathe gratitude through the heart. So we wake up the imagination at the third eye into the center of the brain, our visioning place at the pineal gland. And we wake that up so that we can start to use our imagination to see the unseen. And what we're doing is expanding the capacity of the brain to vision. And everybody has the potential to be a brand new visionary on the planet. You know, the visionary for your own life and the visionary for humanity. So we're inhale that gratitude through the heart, the I am presence expanding through the heart, through graciousness, gratitude, appreciation. And it can be for the tiniest of things or the largest of things. You know, we all have a place to bring us back to gratitude, appreciation. And with that, our hearts open. Our hearts ignite the neurites. The neurites of the heart then connect with the neurons of the brain. And for so long in 20th century medicine, we only talked about neurons. Well, and we only talked about the brain. Well, the heart has as many neurites as the brain has neurons, and they're all nervous system. And same with the gut. So we really can think from our gut, think from our heart, and think from our brain. So allow yourself to expand into that understanding and know when you have a gut feeling, you know what it is. And that's your intuition speaking. That intuition is connecting with the center of the brain as well. So we're igniting the heart, and it's 5,000 times more powerful electromagnetically than the brain. And just keep envisioning this. See that color or see that come out from your body. Then bring the fingertips together and ignite the first 5 chakras. Bring the thumbs to the heart and see the colors of the rainbow. So seeing those colors of the rainbow, they are you. I am the rainbow. I am the rain. You know, I am the earth. You know, I am that I am. I am all that is. I am the oneness of all that is. And this is not religious. This is in every spiritual tradition. Every spiritual tradition says the same thing with slightly different language. Then bring the thumbs to the third eye and connect in with this expansion here of the expanding of your sensory perceptions, imagination, inspiration, intuition, and integration. And just see if you can see yourself in space in this position, awakening the center of the brain and connecting in with the power centers. These are the pineal gland, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, and the hippocampus. And if you study them, you'll see why they are incredibly powerful. The visionary gland is the pineal gland, and we're working our gland there to vision, gratitude through the heart, the lighting up of the body with white light. And then we take our fingertips and tap the top of the head and awaken the color purple, the color of the expansion of humanity, the color of the activation of that era of peace.com that I've been telling you about, the activation that has taken place to expand it into this vision of what's called the violet flame, which takes the threefold flame in the heart, which also is spoken about in every religious tradition on the planet. So we're just looking at universal spirituality at this point. And that universality is about our oneness. So the expansion of that purple color, the purple flame, and the threefold flame in the heart. So you can sprinkle that around you just for the little bit of movement, and you can bring that either seated or lying down, and you can still bring your hands back to the heart. One more time, inhale up and think of that violet, purple, lavender, whatever colors like that, it comes in, and then bring your hands to your heart in namaste. Namaste to yourself. I am presence, and I am light. And you are light. Remember, I keep telling you, scientifically, light is emerging out of your body. You do have an aura, and it can be measured. It can be photographed. It can be photographed in Kirlian photography and show you what parts of the aura, what parts of your chakras are weak and which ones are strong. Then take a deep breath and just see where you are at, and wiggle yourself out of down. Just wiggle your legs and maybe knees side to side. If you're seated, then shake out the legs, roll the ankles. Roll the point and flex the feet. You can do this lying down or seated. In fact, every single posture you can do lying down, seated, on a chair, on a bed generally, standing, on the wall. That's why there's 640,000 written down postures, is because everything we do is really a yoga posture. And this shows you, another point of view about the oneness. It's just all one. Everything we do in movement is yoga. Then if you're seated, bring yourself down to the floor. Everyone pull in their knees and feel the lower back here, and just feel this moment in this fairly simple posture of hands can be under the knees or over the knees. And then you can stay in stillness here, or roll the knees in a circle with the breath. So now often as we go through different postures, different breath patterns come forward. You can always go to the effortless breath and just not even think about it. Or you can go to the extended exhale and notice if, doing a circling of the knees, change directions with that circling. You're massaging that lower back, the connection with the pelvis, into the sacrum. And the sacrum, think of that word, it comes from sacred. And in that sacred sacrum is stored the Kundalini snake and the awakening, the power of awakening. And that first chakra, holds so much. The element is earth. Pull the knees in, widen the knees out, and now we're into the second chakra. The element is water. So this is the reclined frog, an amphibian. Then lift the head if you want. That's a little bit more vigor. For those of you that are new, I'll be telling you gentle, moderate, or vigorous. Moderate is head up, maybe hands behind the head. Vigorous is let those arms come out, and use the abdominals to hold yourself up. You'll feel the neck get a lot of strengthening here. And if you need a fingertips to keep that neck up, or to hold that head up, the head is about 20 pounds. So it's pretty heavy. And then head comes back down, feet come in the air, shake everything out. Ground into the spine, grounded into the earth. Shake out legs and hands, and then roll the feet and the hands. Now, if any of you have any, things that have been happening for you, like a little neuropathy in your feet, which is really common as we get older, this kind of thing where you shake and roll and point and flex and really work fingers and toes, that all will help. Anytime you turn yourself upside down, it's really good for the legs and the feet. So this is a partial inversion. Then bring the knees in and bring the head up to the knees. And here you're going to bring the head up to the knees. And again, it's a contracted posture. It teaches a lot. Every posture has metaphors to it. And so this one, if you can, get your hands down to the feet, if that works for you. And if you can't do either one of them, you can always have a scarf or a strap or something to help you on any posture. Just have it really handy, and it can be used to pull it in. Now, as we're holding here, I know that you build up a lot of tension, like in the back of the neck. Some of you might need a cushion. and just put your head on the cushion. From here, we go to 5-pointed star. And you heard me with that big sigh. Sighing releases tremendous energy out of the body, and it actually allows you to, stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system again. So the 5-pointed star teaches us that we are to make ourselves big. That we are bigger than you might think. We are more powerful than you think. You can just sit and be a meditator your whole life, right in your own little space, and you embrace that you have the power to change the universe. So you actually have the power, and we, as a power of 8 times 2, almost at 14, we so much have this power within us, and this group that we've brought together for COVID, or during COVID, since we can't meet in person. And just feel yourself here. This is one of the most relaxing opening postures you can be in. I encourage you to go find a pile of leaves and just let yourself go and lie in those leaves. You can imagine that now, lying in some beautiful dry leaves. And welcome to our first down below zero, pretty down below zero day, deeper than the we had last week, as we bring our feet to the floor and drop the knees side to side. And now we're moving up into a little bit more into the power center. So far, really working with that, the first 2 chakras, and this is still really working with all of the grounding chakras, all of the first 3, grounding everything into the earth. And when you feel like anything gets to be too much, I always say, when in doubt, lie down. When in doubt, lie down, pull the knees in, do a few little movements, go back to the breath. It doesn't take long to recenter yourself once you've got the pattern into what you need to do. And if you're working out there in the world, then that too, you can stop and just do a couple breathing and yoga postures, and it brings you back. Bring the feet flat on the floor. At the beginning of the class, we'll get more to the spinal twists and all of that in a minute, but we're gonna, it's Monday, we're gonna work that solar plexus, the core. This gentle posture here, press into the lower back. And again, those of you who have done the Fitness Over 50 classes, maybe you've worked on the core a lot and you want to do something different. So just go somewhere different. But just lift the shoulders off the floor and exhale. You can blow it out. That exhale will tighten that core a little bit more. And when we empower our core, when we work the abdominals, which is pretty tricky for me. I have to make myself do it, but it really does help. And if you can do it for 5 minutes, 3 times a week, you're going to see a lot of results. Now, if you can, you bring your feet off the floor and your back flattens out a little bit more, and it's a little bit more easy on that lower back. And you exhale as you come up, squeeze at the pelvic floor. It's like a sling of muscles there. That's like a diaphragm. In many traditions and many medical traditions, they call it a diaphragm. And if you have it in you, your legs can be straight. Mine need to be bent. Then hold the posture. You could go as slow or as much as, it doesn't matter how many repetitions. In yoga, in Pilates, it's usually about 8. 8 repetitions, however it works for you, but it doesn't matter. And then bring the knees in and you're back to center. Feet flat on the floor and hands behind your head again. And this at the sides of your body, the sides of your core strength. And imagine this big solar plexus, the color is yellow. And imagine it just loving this. You're really activating that yellow color, the sun. You can think of it as a sun. Then press into the lower back. And this one, actually the most gentle is just to keep the hands out. And you're just going to go side to side, lifting one leg and then the other. This is also going to balance both sides of the brain. And exhale on each side. Now, elbows, hands behind the head, and you're going to the elbows. And then if you want to go even further, if your body allows you to go further, then you lift the feet off the floor. And if your body allows you to go further, you lengthen one leg out, lengthen the other leg out, lengthen the leg out, exhale on each side. And if your body allows you to go even further, you lengthen and lower and lengthen and lower. So you've got a lot of options, and you just have gratitude for any of the options that you choose, and that have gratitude and honor yourself that you're here in this class. Pull the knees in and take a deep breath in and out. And then feet flat on the floor. And this is going to be for the back body core. It's bridge rolls. A lot of you know them. The gentle posture here is just to come up and come down. And let's say you come to one of these classes and you're really pretty tired. Always have a block or a cushion nearby, and you can just slide that cushion under and hold yourself up in the posture. And you can still like press into the feet and bring yourself up from there. So you really learn to modify for your body and have gratitude for the body you have. Those of you who want to join into this bridge rolls, you press into the feet, a deep inhale. You really work that inhale all the way up and then exhale all the way down. This way you also ignite this 3-part breath, or this really deep, all the way up into your throat, and then exhale all the way out. Now you can go as slow or as fast as your breath wants to take you. You want to connect with the breath and the motion. The breath and the motion. So inhale up and exhale down. And here you're strengthening the glutes, back body, core, partly the glutes, partly the gluteus maximus, and then the medius and the minimus, all activated. Next time you come up, hold yourself up there. And again, if you're having trouble with the shoulder, hands down by your sides. Pulse the hips towards the ceiling. And that gives you a little bit more strengthening of this back body core. And then hold for a moment. Now, if you've had enough, you just come out of it, give yourself a rest, just come down, give yourself a rest. If you can, bring the arms down by your sides and walk in place. Now, this takes even a little bit more core, and you will decide. Now, if your body allows you to, lengthen out a leg. Lengthen out a leg and walk in place. Now, you need this core strength for a lot of yoga postures, even standing on one foot. So that's what we're doing is a gentle yoga class to get you ready for all the other things. Then come back to feet on the floor, come up onto your toes. So see how that feels. And it's just a change in position. Then find the inhale and exhale. Bring yourself down, lengthen out your legs, reach the arms above your head, stretch from the heels of the hands to the heels of the feet, and hold your breath. Another breath pattern. Hold the breath. Top of the breath, hold and stretch and stretch. Oh, and then let it go and relax. And relax there. Then relax in 5-pointed star. Just widen the legs out, widen the arms out. Just notice the difference. Just being present in how the body feels in this moment. Breathe, relax, feel, witness yourself, and allow. And then imagine yourself in joy. Just imagine what joyfulness looks like. We've been working with this for a while, of seeing that image of joy. Bring an image to your third eye. Bring that image of joy to yourself. Then bring the feet flat on the floor and either roll yourself onto your side and come up, or rock yourself up. You can put the hands underneath the knees and you can rock yourself to seated. From here, we're going to just loosen the pelvis and get ourselves upright and drop the knees side to side. Knees go side to side. breathing. You hold yourself up from behind. And then into the spinal twist. Knees come to the right, crown of the head up to the sky. And we're going to start with that isolated stretching. So active isolated stretching, you're going to bring that left arm out and come around. Now, if this is hard to sit here, remember you take a cushion or a blanket or whatever you have and put it under that right hip. That might help. Or you put the left leg out straight, and that might help. And remember that you also can be on a chair. And then bring that arm around and hold it there. Look over the right shoulder. And then just find again the breath and pause. Keep the eyes open to stretch your eyes. So the eyes look around as far as you can, and you're stretching the eyes and you're holding them in this position. Good for the eyes. You're crossing the brain, so your two sides of the brain are becoming more balanced. And then back around to the center. Flip over to the other side. And sit up tall. And then take the right hand this time. Again, if you need something to hold you up, it's always just catch a cushion, put it under that left hip, or take the right leg and put it out. And to take that right hand, and you're kind of getting the body ready to twist. In the exercise science, they just researched this, and it showed that you really can get into more flexibility by preparing the muscles to do these different activities. So here we go, around to the left side, look over the left shoulder, keep the eyes open, allow the eyes to look around. And breathe. Just find the breath. It can be any kind of breath. And you can witness how the breath stretches you. It's a really nice posture to feel that stretch with the breath. And back around to center. Now up onto your hands and knees. And if any of you have trouble with knees, then you can always fold the mat up to give you a double mat, or put a blanket underneath your knees. So today we're going to do this is just, the cat-cow, but we're going to do spinal rolling here today. Sometimes we do it in that mermaid position, and I wanted to make sure you knew this one because we haven't done it in a super long time. But really what you do is you just bring yourself down, around, and up. You use the arms. If your wrists hurt, then place the fists on the floor. You can always use those fists as an option. Now, right now, what I'm doing is I'm going, kind of my chin backwards into this roll. And you're going to change directions, leading with the crown and coming up and around. The more we get the spine fluid, the more all of the systems of the body work. Yoga is a healing art. What I'm mostly showing you is vinyasa yoga, putting it in motion, because I found that it's very effective for really healing the body and really working all of the systems of the body. Change directions again, lead with your chin if you were leading with the crown. And you can see we do this in mermaid position. So now here it is on our hands and knees. And then come to center. Now that's a real little workout as well. And just go cat-cow, up and down. Inhale up, exhale down. And then hold for a moment and just feel that position, whichever one. You can be in either up or down. And just hold. When you're in that curve, your head, you're kind of looking at between your knees, and then change directions, and you're kind of looking in front of you and just straight ahead. And just feel it again. Fists are always there for you if the hands get challenged. And then come to neutral. Tuck the toes behind you and stretch the toes. We keep doing this too, is to teach stretching of the toes. You can come back on the toes as far as your toes will allow in this posture. You can also do this again, sitting on a chair. You can always work the toes, and standing, you can work the toes. So just see what happens for you. And then get ready to use those legs to come up in downward dog. Now, if downward dog doesn't work for you, then just come up to standing and go into the ragdoll or into supported squat. Then heel walk the legs. First stretch of the legs here. We'll do a little bit more standing. And giving each leg a little bit of a breath perhaps, or a breath or two. So you pause. Meanwhile, your arms are strengthening. It is a little hard to do this on your fists. You can not stay here very long to not have it build up in the arms. Then walk yourself to your hands, or walk your hands to your feet. So either way, hands to feet, feet to hands, hang over in ragdoll. Or supported squat. So I'm going to show you these various forms here. Supported squat with the arms, supported squat with the elbows, and supported squat and ragdoll. And you're just using one of these to take a moment to be upside down. Again, I usually grab a block and I go into standing forward bend. Standing forward bend is not really great for a lower back that acts up, so you need to watch that lower back and keep the knees bent if the lower back is tender. Standing squat, supported squat is always really good to go back to. You can always stretch the legs out here by putting your hands on your knee above the knees, and it stretches the lower back. Then bend the knees and come up and bring the arms up, and the hands to the heart, to center and balance yourself. Welcome to standing. You know, gratitude for we all have legs. Now I want to bring in that number 1111 right now, because just 1111, it's got a lot of numerology to it. But one is that there's two pairs of two, and then we have 11 11 20, and that's two, another two. So there's a lot of balance in 1111, and the 1111, just the 1111 without the 20 is it's actually 2020, so that's 4 over there, is really about the power of the 4 directions. So we're going to take our breaths today, this inhale up, exhale to the heart, inhale up and exhale to the heart, and we're going to do it 4 times. Now we're going to do this 4 times, and I'm going to turn first to the east, because the east is new beginnings. So the 4 directions: inhale up, exhale, hands to the heart. So this is all about new beginnings, cross-cultural, international. Then the next one is the great mystery. I'm going to turn to my north wall, inhale up. And this is really honoring that there's so much mystery in the world, and that we're walking all the time through the mystery. And then to the west, where we integrate things. So the west is integration, and I like to think of the Pacific Ocean to the west. And then to the center, we're back in the south. And this is where as human beings, we clean out the old stuff and we bring in the new. And so we're new beginnings. We walk into the great mystery of what is going on. And then we walk to the integration of, now I get to see some of the integration. I get it a little bit. And then we go, what do I need to change within myself to enter into this new beginning? What needs to go? And sometimes it's a limiting belief. Sometimes it's the negativity, that little rolling thing in the head that's kind of like negative. So you have to go, what do I want to let go of? So I want to dedicate the Dancing Warrior series today to releasing, letting go, and standing in your truth. the way your truth is presenting itself right now. And sometimes it's, where am I pulled? Where am I guided? What's coming into my emails that I'm going, oh yeah, I'm going to look at that one. I'm not going to look at that one. What's coming in? And you're going, oh yeah, I want to see that. Like didn't look at the whole election, but I looked at, when I watched Kamala Harris speak, it brought me to tears. And I kept going, what is that? You know? And I think it's that whole understanding of what she represents to America in who she is. So it's here we go. So I'm facing to the east is new beginnings. So I'm facing east, and to the east, I think of the Cascades and my wonderful experiences in the Cascades. Hands at the heart. We're going to do half sun salutation first into standing warrior series. Inhale the hands down and up, and a little tiny back bend. Exhale, swan dive down, bend the knees. Inhale, straight legs, flat back, look up. Exhale down, ragdoll. Inhale up and back and to your heart. Step the right foot back, the left foot forward, and you're in the statement of I am my I am presence. In I am, I exist. I am at one with all that is. I understand what oneness is. Now, I told you I've been practicing for probably 30 years on like, how do you feel it? Allow yourself to open up your consciousness and imagine all of us standing in this posture together in a circle, and what that looks like to see this many women in a circle standing in this posture. Look at the strength of it. Then straighten the front leg, arms come behind you, and there's a little reverence to this posture as you bow your head down, look down at the earth. Now your gentle is behind you, catch the forearms. Moderate is hands on the left leg, and vigorous is hands onto the floor or onto blocks. So you can decide. Gentle is looking up too, and you're stretching that hamstring on the left side. Then bend that left knee, and you're up again in warrior one. The virtuous hero within you, and we all are heroes. So figure out what that one means. A hero that has virtue, or that part of us that is the helping, the kindness we give to others. Virabhadrasana 2, right hand behind you, left hand in front. And that right hand, if the shoulder doesn't like opening, you can put the hand out a little bit or have that hand on your waist. You're still grounded into this posture, and in front of us is our new self, our new future, us understanding everything, us seeing the light. In the back is this old stuff that maybe you don't need anymore. So you can decide. We've learned from our mistakes. We've learned from things we realize that are holding us back. Maybe that negative thought, maybe catastrophic thinking. I have all of those. And then take that back hand and go, phew, let it go. Phew, let it go. Okay. Then look to the sky and remember you are the sky and everything else is the weather. And you can thank Pema Chodron for that quote. And then imagine that you're looking at the sky if you're inside. Then lateral angle is to give you a new perspective on your new life. And you can come down to the hand, the elbow, or the hand on the floor. Which one are you going to do? And you just find the new perspective, looking to the side, reach up, and you're back to warrior one. And we're going to just go, warrior two. Right from here, we're just going to go to warrior goddess in the middle. So now I'm facing south. And the south is the place of cleansing, the place of clearing out. The color there is white. So you can imagine that white light and clearing everything out with this really open posture of women. And imagine us, turn the hands out, imagine us being in this posture and our hands touching in a circle of women. Now bring all the rest of your women friends in and really connect in circle upon circle of all the people you'd like to have in your circle. and know that you are really powerful. You're doing this. They're not going to notice, but you're doing this. And we're in the circle upon circle upon circle until we create the circle of life around the planet. Now your arms might be getting heavy by now. So bring them down, shake them out. From here, bend the knees and bring yourself down. And if you need something to hold on to, then grab, a block, a cushion, and look underneath. Now the knees are bent and you're looking underneath because you're getting another perspective. You're turning things upside down. There are lots of practices. Some of you may know Byron Katie's work, and she has a practice of 4 questions. And then the last one is turn it around to the opposite, and you get a different perspective. And in getting that new perspective, we are turning things upside down on the planet and within ourselves to learn what is it that we can do with this new perspective. Then press into the hands and bring yourself up, warrior goddess. You might feel that in your legs by now. So we're going to bring ourselves to the opposite side. But if you need to see the screen and it doesn't work, then just go to the side you were on. And the right foot is forward, the left foot is back. So now I'm looking to the west. Place of integration, place of the Pacific Ocean, the Coast Range. And I'm taking myself to the beauty of all the things I've experienced on the coast. I see myself in sand. So take yourself someplace that you know. Straighten the front leg, arms come behind you, and look up or look down and look down at the leg, or have the hands come down, or hands are on the floor. And they could also be on a chair. If you always have a chair nearby, you can, when we're doing anything, everything can be done with your hands on a chair, on the front of a chair or a back of a chair, on the wall or a counter. Then bend the right knee and you're up again in the statement of I am. I'm at one with the ocean. In fact, I am the ocean. And everything else is the waves that come in, the waves of thoughts, the waves of events, the waves of difficulty, the waves of whatever is going on. But I am the ocean. And we can thank Ram Dass for that one, although lots of people use that metaphor for knowing who you truly are. You are that big. So imagine that. Then warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, right hand out, left hand behind you. And again, the future is in front of us. And yes, we stand in the present, and that's where most of us are, and in the I am presence. And then there's this thing where, it's really good to look forward to a future. It does something for our spirits. And we have to create that new future for our own personal lives, and then know that that's a good way of creating the new future for the earth. That backhand, well, you've learned a lot from that. Let's throw away anything you don't need. Negative thinking, catastrophic thinking, difficulties, maybe something that you need to let go of, old hurts, and you just go, just throw it away. Throw it away. And then, look at the sky, because now you got more space because you let go of the past a little bit. You got more space to look at that sky. And say, I am the sky. Everything else is the weather. Then lateral angle to get a new perspective. So I go back to looking south, so looking south, that's the place of cleansing, the place of bright light, change, the new you, cleaning out the old to be able to bring in the new, and then back up and back to center. And from here back to warrior goddess. Now the great mystery is behind me, holding me up. The great mystery for many people is all that is. It's the universe. It's what people call God. It's, that's the great mystery. So that's holding me up in the back, my back body, supporting me. And then standing 5-pointed star, and wiggle the feet together, shake it all out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Always have to do some balancing postures in yoga. It's good to have at least one in a class. So today I want to go back to the feeling and bringing in the redwoods, sequoias, or the California redwoods. Maybe you've had the blessing of being able to go amongst some of the big trees and to listen to their wisdom. So I'm bringing that into my heart. My body, mind is taking myself to that place. And remember, this is all part of the dynamic neuro retraining system. It's part of what they're teaching us to help the immune system and to help the parasympathetic nervous system to be activated to make dose chemistry, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And with that, the imagination is a big part of the process. So imagine you're in the redwoods and bring the arms up and just grow as tall as you can to be as big as and tall as you can as a redwood in toe balance. Now, if you get wobbly in those feet, just come back down onto the ball of your foot. Don't go all the way up. And then bring yourself down. Then go to tree. Now I'm going to take you over to the wall if you want, because the wall is, and counters, chairs, if you can do this without it, fabulous. But if it doesn't work, no fret. Allow yourself to be honest with yourself and go to the wall. Stand on your left foot, bring the right foot to the side. Now the gentle posture here, I'm going to show to you on the mat, is toe on the floor, hands at your heart. And you're in the tree. Imagine you are a redwood in the redwood forest, right down by, I like it right down there by Eureka, California. I love the name of that city and the city itself. The arms above your head, maybe. Then you could bring the right foot off the floor. On the wall, you may only need a fingertip. Bring yourself to one side. You might need to, might be able to let go. You might not. Squeeze at the pelvic floor if you're having a little bit of instability, and see if your core strength can help you stand there. Focus on something not moving. Then let go of that side and shake it out. Go to the other side. And get there by bending the knee, kind of let the weight go over to that side. But lift up out of the crown of your head and find the abdominals, squeeze at the pelvic floor, pull in at those abdominals, see if that helps you feel more stable. Stare at something not moving and see if that helps you as well. Always know you have something to put a fingertip on as you bring the foot up. Maybe you can bring the arms above your head. It's really all, what do you want your body to experience? And then having gratitude and know exactly that your body is doing exactly what it needs to do, and not worry about it. Now, practicing balance will activate the place in our brain that something happens to when we get older, and we have less ability to do that kind of thing, to stand on one foot. But practicing it will get you there. All right, time is up. So here we go. Hands at the heart and hands down by the sides. Drop the chin to the chest and roll down the spine. Bend the knees as you do. Step back into downward dog. Down to the knees and back into child. I try to do this one in every class. A few of these we always do. And child, you can widen the knees out. I'll show that to you straight ahead on the screen. You can widen the knees out. That gives you more room for the torso to come down. You can come down on your elbows. You can hold the head up with your hands, fist on top of fist, or legs, the fingers, and thumbs hold the head up. You can also have a block. Now, the other modification is to take a cushion or a blanket, put it on top of your feet, so that especially if the knees are challenged, and come down. If you're in a chair, you just fold right over, hang your head down over the torso in the chair. The arms can dangle down at the base, or you can use them to hold you up with the elbows. So take a couple breaths here. And feel the lower back expand with the breath. Then when you're ready, come around to your back. Now I'm going to offer that you set yourself up in any way you want for this last posture. And we only have 5 minutes, so it's really Shavasana time. But if you want to do one more before Shavasana, the one that my body's calling for after what we did in this class is the legs up. So legs up the wall is one way to be. And the other way is using a cushion or a block, and maybe even a blanket. You get that underneath the pelvis. You come into what's it called, Setu Bandhasana, the bridge, and this is for me a very nice way to relax for my body and bring my legs up. And it's kind of a way to get partially upside down. And that partial upside down gives us a different perspective. It also relaxes the legs, relaxes the feet. The pull of gravity, goes in the opposite direction for the legs. It's not a way that we spend a lot of time, is with the feet up above our heads. Now, if your body allows you to do this and it feels okay, this is the gentle form. It's called supported shoulder stand. And you can have legs up the wall if you have a wall. Shoulder stand, half shoulder stand is next. Half shoulder stand, I use a little bit of momentum and use my hands at my cushion or the floor, and I bring my legs up and hold on to my pelvis with my thumbs in front and my fingertips behind, and see if that works for you. Those of you that want to go up further, if this works for you, then try it. Now you always have that cushion or block to come back down to, unless you're coming right up here from the floor. You just want to make sure you're doing the best for your body, of what your body wants to do. Always checking in with that. And maybe it's just a breath or two, and then you're back down on the cushion. And you're just going into a relaxing way of having those legs up. Now we're going to start with this process of Shavasana right here. And you can just, excuse me, start to feel that relaxation come in. And then decide, do I just want to put my feet down and stay here for a moment? Or do I want to come all the way down into just totally neutral? So my body's asking for, oh yeah, this feels pretty good. So I'm going to take a couple breaths here. It's all about listening to the body. The body will tell you exactly what it needs. Then for me, I want a little bit of time in neutral. So finding Shavasana, if you're wanting that, and just noticing what Shavasana brings. Shavasana is to neutralize everything we just did. Allow yourself to relax and breathe, and an effortless breath, and eyes and cheeks and forehead all relaxed. Fingers relaxed, toes relaxed, feeling the weight of the body into the earth. Just taking a moment of the beingness of yoga, and I encourage you to take that beingness and this understanding of emptiness, nothingness, to just allow that to expand throughout the day as you remember that you are the sky and you are the ocean. Everything else is the weather or the waves. And I'm going to challenge you for just a moment to be the witness of yourself, taking yourself sort of outside your body as though you could see your body just lying here and seeing all of our bodies together in a circle, all of us resting together. And then see all circles of women resting together, just resting. Allow yourself to rest, and then ourselves, our circles, to rest. Now you can stay right there. I'm going to come up and just have our closing, and then in a moment I'll come back to the computer. So just stay right there if you want, or you're welcome to come up. Bring the hands to your heart. Namaste to yourself. I honor myself. Thank you. Thank you, myself. Thank you. And you might place your name in there. Thank you, Sapora. I'm really proud of you for doing this practice and taking this time to do this healing art. And it's really supporting you during your whole life. It's a healing art. Namaste. May we all have peace, and may what we do here go out onto the world and make more peace.